Hello everybody, welcome back to our medieval Total War campaign as the French in Glorious Achievements mode. And in the last episode, we discovered a new and rather unexpected victory condition for us. We need to get Genoa. It's actually going to be the most important homeland province for us at 3 points here. And we've got plenty of time to get this. The next time we're going to be counted is 1400 actually, so 1376 right now. So 1400, so that gives us, 24 turns to get that. Should be no trouble at all. This is currently in the hands, however, of the Spanish. Let's get our diplomacy up here. And you can see we're not at war with the Spanish right now. We are at war with the English, although we took pretty much everything I want to take from them. We even messed them up a little bit in terms of unrest in their homeland, so they've at least temporarily lost Wessex, Wales. Scotland rebelled on its own. We didn't have anything to do with that. But we could bribe this guy, right? We could get in here with a with an emissary maybe and try to bribe that guy. But regardless, we've been trying to break them up a bit, and they do still have a bit of a force in Lorraine, 3 rather understrength stacks. But there is some good stuff here, and we've got, I think, enough to counter it, right? The thing about Lorraine is you can really get at it from 4 different places, which means that it can get at you in 4 different places. But we need to get this one. We need to get Genoa. This is complicated by the fact, of course, that Spain is currently a neutral faction to us, a trade partner, and we're trading with quite a few of their ports actually, all along the Adriatic, Greece as well, Malta. We're trading with Genoa currently, but we're going to be opening up that war again, just because we got to go for the glorious achievements. So before the papacy gets on it, we need to get Genoa. We could start a crusade right now. The Spanish are currently, in fact, excommunicated. And their king, Enrique I, is not someone that we have taken a look at yet. I think he's a relative newcomer to the throne. So let's take a look at him. Okay, interesting. So he's 40 years old. So he must have been some older cousin, nephew, distant brother. Well, it couldn't be a brother because that would have shown up as an heir. The issue here is that the last Spanish king, I think Pedro something, lived to be 65, 66 or more, and we would drop assassins on him just to see what they told us, and they consistently said that he had no heir. But when he died of natural causes, the faction, of course, continued under this King Enrique I. So what usually is going on there is someone with royal blood in the family. And that seems to be the case, right? He's some guy of royal blood, and he just didn't show up on the heirs list like we've got a list here. These are our heirs, but this is not everybody who could actually inherit the throne. Like this is obviously, these are all princesses currently, but the Prince Charles, this is not the only guy who could theoretically inherit if we have some distant relatives who were once on this list, but now because their nephew took over, they're out. So the game kind of tracks that stuff. Anyway, I've been talking too long about it. This, however, let's see if he's the last guy. Okay, he does have an heir. Yeah, he's married, and I don't know. Well, actually, no, the game tracks it. So he could well have gotten married at some other point and produced an heir, like a son, a long time ago. So this could be totally legitimate. I'm not seeing any crowns on any of these units. Oh, here's one. Here's an heir to the throne, Prince Felipe. But check out this loyalty. It's looking pretty bad, at least for that prince. Yeah. So they would have actually maybe a difficult time. They're at war with the papacy currently, and they're about to be at war with me. Now, I guess the issue is, because of that war, maybe I should move on Genoa a lot sooner and then try for peace almost immediately. So let's get a bishop nearby. Here's one, I think, in Switzerland. But we've got one right here in Provence. So we can use you. You've got a point of valor anyway. And what we're going to do is queue up that crusade, just see what that force looks like. And then because of our overwhelming naval dominance, all right, 250 florins to get a crusade going. We can land soldiers from all over the map, from as far away as Brittany or even Flanders if we want to. But I'm not going to do that. Let's take a look at our crusade here. We've got, once again, zero Knights Templar. These guys do have gold armor, though, so that's nice. Okay, this guy is also a 1-star, kind of nobody. I think what we'll do, though, is take... Yeah, the crusade stuff in Palestine, I wish I knew what the issue was here. How you could improve it. Because we can get Grand Inquisitors out of this. We've got monasteries. Obviously we've got a church. And we can't build a cathedral. That's, I think, a one building per kingdom situation. So nothing here is really screaming out to me that it would make Templars more likely. I know they're possible to get in a crusade in Palestine. And of course, to remind you, the reason I want to get Templars here is because they will get the +1 Valor bonus if they happen to jump into a crusade. But that is not easy to do. Alright, so this force looks fairly weak. 1 full unit of crossbows, 1 full unit of malicious sergeants, kind of a half unit of Jeannettes. All of this stuff around here, all my neighbors to the south are pretty friendly. So I could just send, like, all of these units. Let's see, can I... Nope, shift won't work. So I've got to actually select all of them individually. So here's 500 men, 5 Jeannettes, a couple of chivalric knights, some sergeants, and some arquebusiers. And maybe I don't need all these Jeannettes. Let's see, I think the papacy is going to be pretty good to me. Let's take this 5-star, Sir Bertrand de la Salle. Natural leader, +2 morale. Okay, so we'll take him, and we'll... Oh, we can't send him. That's a huge disappointment. Well, we'll get him ready. We'll get him in Aragon, and he will make the trip anyway. So we'll send you guys. The thing is, I don't want to send people from Provence or Burgundy because we need to defend against a counterattack from these forces in Milan. And again, they don't look like there are a lot of great units there, but there is enough to cause trouble. So let's bring units from safe places. Yeah, we've been going on a lot of like arquebus things. I guess we may as well. But I also want some more basics, like, yeah, chivalric sergeants. We could take all of this, actually. I'm going to leave the handgunners. Because Normandy, we could basically just leave to its own devices. Let's send the entire crusade under this guy, Sir Philippe Poitevin, who's a hedonist. That's not great for him. There we go. We've got a more respectable stack there. Alright, how is that looking? It's going to be kind of skirmish heavy. Skirmish and cav, so it's a little bit of a weird stack. We do have some guys we could bring over from, let's see, yeah, Sinai is quite safe. Egypt is fairly safe if the Pope doesn't try anything. So we'll also take you. And yes, you. I think that'll be fine. All right. I don't think we need to do anything with our ships because we've got basically everything covered. Yeah, everything that I want to. And there's no English fleets anywhere. We're to the point where I could almost consider an English ceasefire, but I want to leave the option open to go to war with them. Which we could if we were, you know, if we were at peace. That wouldn't cause any problems. The biggest problem is if you have an ally and you attack that ally, your king will lose some influence. And so that can be bad because that influence has a direct impact on the loyalty of the generals that you train. Okay, so they're just going to withdraw. Perfect. We've got Genoa under siege. Okay, so that was just in time for the Crusade, because the Spanish are not excommunicated anymore. So what's going to happen to the Crusade here? Alright, so the English have one going to Novgorod. Okay, we've still got the Crusade active, so I guess once it's active, it just doesn't matter. But yeah, the Spanish are back in the good graces of the Pope. So good for them, I guess. Alright, this is going to take just 1 year. They could counterattack theoretically from Tuscany, but there's practically nothing here. Much more likely is from Milan. We could do a feint from somewhere. I don't know that it would be necessary. What I'll do instead is I'll bring this guy. Bring my better commander. We do have some lordships. I suspect Genoa has a command bonus. Maybe I'm wrong. Normandy definitely does. Let's make him the Duke of Normandy. Nice. He was a little low on loyalty. So now we've got a 6-star commander with +2 morale trait. And he's looking very loyal, and he's got a good number of guys who I think should do well. And we get a lot of merc trash here that I keep consistently forgetting about. Well, I'll sort that out on another day. Actually, we could do this. Take all of you guys out of Aquitaine, because... yeah, and you can come over. You can be sort of my my shield wall. Now, let's just check loyalty at least. Okay. Alright, so we'll disband at least until we get to a more loyal guy. Okay, after a bit of tedium, I've gotten rid of a lot of those mercenaries. And some other units that were just too small in size to bother with retraining. Like, I should get rid of these guys too. 22 spearmen, I'm never going to retrain them. And it takes, again, a single turn to retrain a single unit. So it really is not something you always are going to want to do. But since we've got Toulouse, chivalric knight capable, I may as well continue to train those units. We've got the best armor possible, so let's just keep working up that. We could get a monastery here to improve their morale a little bit, and then we could get a chapter house. Actually, no, we've still got a chapter house, so we could go monastery, reliquary. Why not, right? In Ile-de-France, though, I would like to... let's see, do we have gendarmes yet? Do we have gendarmes? I don't even know what this would be. I think we were working towards it here in Flanders, right? It was this building. Master Swordsmith. Okay, so we don't have that yet. And okay, we've got this. We've got the Master Swordsmith. So where's my gendarmes? Arbalesters, arbalest sergeants, feudal. Okay, they look like chivalric knights. Okay. They are a cavalry unit. It's interesting because I just so strongly associate the militia buildings with infantry. But these are cavalry, like I guess they are in Medieval 2, right? So gendarmes are high-quality militia cavalry raised in the growing towns. They often have superb equipment and, unlike most part-time soldiers, are rather disciplined. The gendarmes lack the dashing bravery and valor of knights. Wealthy French provinces can excel at producing gendarmes thanks to their growing regional pride. So this is, I believe, a French-only unit, which is pretty cool. So unit size is 40, support cost is 70. Let's compare that to the chivalric knights. Support cost is 85. So gendarmes, I think, are going to be more, let's see, they're not going to have may charge without orders, I think. Let's take another look. Very heavily armored, very good defense, dismount before battle. Okay, I'm curious to see what they will dismount into. Good attack, strong charge, good morale. So they don't have excellent... yeah, excellent attack, excellent morale. So, chivalric knights are better, but they are impetuous. Gendarmes, though, are a little more reliable, which is pretty cool. So let's get a bunch of them. Did I make a bunch of pikes yet? Let's go for a bunch of pikes. We've got a bunch of halberdiers, we got a bunch of pikes, we'll get a bunch of gendarmes here. And then we've got some handgunners and arquebus units that we can, make sort of a pike and shot kind of force. Now, I was going for gendarmes in Flanders as well. Now that I know that they are not infantry, right, now that I'm certain of what they are, I can maybe just keep them down in Ile-de-France. But I've been thinking about doing things like the university, getting maybe in the chancellery, getting some of these other titles, just on the one hand to build up the sheer size of the settlement, to make sure that Ile-de-France will be considered the capital. All right, and we've got Carrick's online now. Okay, so Cogs, attack 4, defense 2, speed 2. Attack 6, defense and speed both 3. And support costs are lower again. So as you tech up, the upkeep cost of your navies decreases. As you see, it's 20 here, 12, 20 for the Cog, but 16 for the Carrick. So actually the Caravels are the cheapest for us. But yeah, 6 attack, okay. Well, let's get a bunch of them. Not that we really need them, but we'll have them if we do. We may go to war with the Pope, right? So what is that English Crusade going to do in Wessex? Because those are rebels. I guess they can't ask for permission. Okay, we're being attacked in Constantinople. And down in Genoa. All right, interesting. So we are outnumbered by 600. We've got the better commander, although these guys do have good valor anyway. Like all these guys have 2. Why do my guys? Oh, because we've got 5 stars, which means that's giving everybody 2 valor. These guys must just be getting valor bonuses from other things. All right, interesting. So we'll arrange these guys and get on the battlefield. The terrain is okay, I think, and we've got a lot of flat trajectory units. All right, so those are our arbalesters. The handgunners, very short range, so we're going to have to... Well, we're just going to have to be a little creative with how we use them, I guess. Our general, unfortunately, is just 15 guys of urban militia. So that's obviously not so great. But we do have a lot of cavalry, so we've got 4 full units of chivalric knights. I guess we'll go 2 on each flank. And we've got a good-ish infantry line as well. Okay, we'll keep this for now. Oh, and they've got a mangonel. Are they gonna be able to hit us? Let's just speed up a little bit and see. Okay, it looks like they're not firing, so as long as we just don't move, it will start to fire on us when we get into the rout phase, assuming we do break them. Now, one thing that I didn't mention before, because I only noticed it later, was that their general here is their prince, Prince Felipe. And this is the guy I think that we just saw, right, in the last turn down in Greece. This may be their only heir, but I'm not sure. And regardless, the king of Spain is, I think, 40 years old, so he does have time for more heirs to come of age. Still, this would be a good get if we could kill him. Halberdiers, malicious sergeants. Kind of a lot of halberdiers. We'll see how well they perform. The halberdiers have been letting me down, it seems like, but I think we should be good here. To chivalric knights charge down towards these arquebusiers. And the same thing on this flank. And these guys have the Pavis, so they're going to be doing pretty well. Alright, let's get the halberdiers down. Let's get our gunners involved here. Alright, they're down to 3 Royal Knights, actually. Alright, our Chivalric Knights are going to get caught, but we got some good routing on the right. Alright, unfortunately, we're going to get caught, too. Get our general kind of out of the way. Alright, good. Halberdier's not doing too well over there. The Mangonel is firing now, but that's okay. Those militia sergeants are running away. Okay. I was hoping it would make it more of a dent on their princely unit. He's still fighting some arbalesters. Let's go ahead and fire with our arbalesters over here. Some of our halbs are running away. Still got 3 men. Pretty soon we'll just destroy this Mangonel. Okay, we'll have our Chivalric Knights, who have done very well, get towards the edge of the map. And, you know, they'll be in a good position to come back and hit this guy if he doesn't get shot up. There we go.
Unfortunately slain before the pox could kill him.
So that unit is technically still around. There they go, they're routing now. Alright, so we should just get to the edge of the map at this point. Or at least over here, and take them out as they form up again. But this is quite good, saving Constantinople from an annoying siege, hopefully. I mean, I guess there's a chance that they pull on some guys from the reinforcement pool and push us back. But we also have some pretty decent reinforcements. Let's just sit around here. That's where all of our infantry are going to pretty much wind up anyway. And I think I will risk bringing the general over here too. Alright, yeah, let's withdraw you. Only 22 men. Alright, I guess you can all stay right there. We'll see where they're going to come from. Okay, so it's up there. Okay, so let's get back into the trees. I don't know if this is true, but it seems like trees and shade should help your guys recover their fatigue faster. Maybe that's just a urban legend that I read on the forums at some point. Okay, you can now come over here. Alright, we don't need to chase those militia sergeants. I don't think they're going to be coming on. They're going to want to go back to Greece, yeah, because they are very strung out. So 478 captives. That's quite good. Okay, it looks like Spain has taken back Tunisia. But good, the papacy has held on to Cordoba, so I don't need like another front. So that's nice, but unfortunately they did lose Leon, at least for the moment. And here we've got an assault in Genoa, so we do outnumber them this time. This is King Enrique I, and I don't know if he has an heir at this point, because we've killed Felipe, who's probably his son. So this is their army. It's a mix, right? Like, some of these units are quite good, some of them are pretty bad. All of them have some armor upgrades, or most of them do. This initial 16 does not look too threatening, especially, you know, if we do something like this. I don't need, like, these billmen at all. So we just move the low number guys down to the end. But otherwise, I think we're pretty much good to go. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty decent, you know, alternation. So we'll just jump into this. Lord de La Salle with 6 command stars, thanks to his governance of Normandy, I believe. And the Crusade. The Crusade from really all over the French Empire. This looks just like Constantinople, pretty much, in terms of the foliage, the terrain. Okay, and this is a defensive battle. They're going to have their siege equipment set up there. So we might take this this wooded area, just so a lot of the fighting happens back here. Because, yeah, they're going to be... right about here. So we'll pull back a little bit. We don't have any ranged stuff, though. I'm just noticing we've got a lot of spears. All right, we could do better than this. Let's get the really good valor guys. 4 points of valor in the front line. And then a secondary line of 3 valor units. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but it might give me a bit of flexibility here. I got no range, so you guys are going to be a high valor screen. Here's my general, Lord de La Salle. We've got 3 Jeannettes to play with, and then, oh, he's only got 4 men. All right, let's swap that out. There we go. I don't know why you're being like that. Here, we got 3 units of chivalric knights. Let's get them in a nice line. All right, this is... Why are you doing this? Probably because he was a backup unit, like a reinforcement. Okay, so what we'll do anyways, we'll have our Spanish Jeannettes sort of out front to harass. And then our chivalric knights to hit. And then we're just holding here. Alright, these are Genoese sailors who we can basically just run down. Now, I think we can train Genoese sailors, too. This is a sort of Catholic unit. Alright, I was hoping they would break, but there's their general, so I guess it makes sense. And this is their king, as a matter of fact. So, let's pull back here. Let's see if we can get the knights to look decent at this point. Nope, they're forming up into a weird column for some reason. Okay, but they're actually bringing all these guys on ahead. That feudal sergeants. Okay, that could be an issue. We're not going to necessarily engage just yet. It looks like the king doesn't want to engage. Alright, we're just going to get close enough to hit. There's chivalric sergeants. Let's hit him from the flank. I know this is not ideal. 15 Royal Knights. We took out 5 with 1 volley, it looked like. Alright, let's get down here. Down here. Get over here. Those 34 guys are fighting on. We'll have to leave them. $12, 11. Nice. Okay. We lost some Jeunesse to that cannonball. And we are losing out. Okay, let's pull out. And now we've got enough kills in those Genoese sailors that they won't come back. Alright, I came out a little too aggressive here. And our chivalric knights are actually running away. I can rally them up. And you are feudal sergeants. Alright, that's fine because I've got a bunch of feudal sergeants here. Alright, those guys are trying to flee, but not successfully. Alright, those are just spearmen coming up. Okay, interesting. Here comes the king again. Yeah, we're bringing some militia sergeants over, so we get a run down. Try to block what we can. Let's hit these feudal sergeants. We've got them surrounded, and the king is down to, I want to say, like 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 Royal Knights. Their general a bit closer. We do have these guys we can pull down as well out to the flanks. Let's do that. How's this going? Yep, feudal sergeants running away. And the king is doing pretty well. Winning easily, evidently. Okay, let's get these chivalric knights. They're throwing in their javelin men into melee. This is a pretty good battle, actually. Alright, let's get close enough to throw javelins. Let's see if we can get these urban militia out of the fight. That would be nice. Alright, we're just getting shot up because I'm not paying attention to the left. What are we down to here? Still 5? Still 5 Royal Knights. Okay, we are now in the melee with our general. I think that's just okay, but now we're committed our last free unit, I think. At least our last free unit of infantry. With these Chivalric Knights, we basically surround them. They do got some handgunners in the field. Some Genoese sailors. Alright, let's put these Chivalric Sergeants. There's 40 of them. And we got finally the right breaking. The king's still fighting on. Their center's starting to break. Alright, let's get the Jeanettes back. And he's trying to get away. So we've got to get on him. Right, let's actually throw. Can we throw a javelin? If we just kill him, can we do that? He's standing. This is interesting. Down to 2. Alright, let's go for it. Let's just follow him up. And the Chivalric Knights can come as well. Oh, he's attacking now. Alright. Let's go for the siege weapons. And it doesn't look like they have reinforcements really coming. Oh, no, there's one. Was that 60 Arbalesters? Okay, yeah, let's seize that ground. Alright. I want to get my general out. Chivalric Knights in. We've got one Chivalric Sergeant left. Alright, let's just withdraw him. Yeah, I will take all of this, actually. You can all come there. And even the Spanish Jeanettes, but maybe not you. So we'll withdraw you. Okay, how's this going? 1 Royal Knight. He's fighting on. Let's bring in the javelins. It's probably going to be a lot more damaging to me than it is to him. All right.
And his body lies on the field.
I don't know if that was the javelins or the knights, but either way, he's gone. And they got peasants coming, so I think it's a good time to push before they can form up. Now, he was just a 2-star commander. But, you know, he was the king. Was the general. Great. Alright, it's time for these Chivalric Knights to get off the field as well. We'll assemble up here if we have to. do have people coming. A lot of them are, looks like, relatively weak. Javelin men, like 8 mounted sergeants. Yeah, these guys look like they might be actually withdrawing. Alright, not yet. They're going to hit us just as we're about to form up. And those are Royal Knights. We'll get our order foot soldiers over. Let's see if we can claim this hill to the left. Okay, we can leave those peasants, actually. And, oh, we've got arbalesters on the crown of the hill. Units are getting tired now. And these are feudal sergeants who are winning. Okay. It's pretty much only cav over here, so it kind of makes sense that they are winning. Let's see, though, if we can change that. Okay, Pavi's crossbows are broken. So some of my Jeanettes are breaking. Where are you? Oh, okay. All of a sudden it got very quiet. Where are you? One. All right, he's withdrawing. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I guess we'll just hit the javelin then. Okay, that's good. Those feudal sergeants are running away. We just need to get up to the hill. Royal Knights are winning, but I think we can get them. And we're winning against the arbalesters with our exhausted chivalric knights. Here come malicious sergeants, though. That's not going to be good. We can trudge up this hill fast enough. Okay, nice. Let's get the general up a little closer to the action 2. These are 20 hobolars. Okay, so we'll run them over. Yeah, the arbalesters, you know, are decent enough in terms of melee, especially in the woods, that they can be a challenge for exhausted knights. Okay, let's get you up the hill. Break these javelin men. I think that might be good. All right, spearmen are gone. Javelin men gone. Arbalesters and militia sergeants running away. We got more stuff coming. So we're just going to need to hold the tide here. There's some handgunners. And feudal sergeants right there. All right. Okay, the javelin men are extremely frustrating to engage with infantry, so I should have been paying attention to try to avoid that. We don't want two of our good infantry guys chasing them down, so we'll get the 57. They're tired anyway. Here's some arbalesters. You go after them. All right, where's my one solitary chivalric knight? Guess you're gonna have to hit the back of these feudal sergeants. Oh, are they not really? They might not really be in the battle. $19 men left in my general's unit. I think this is okay. We get a lot of backup here. So, you know, something could always go wrong, but I'll leave them in for now. What is this? These guys routing? I want to say yes. Yep, very good. Oh, here comes some Jeanettes. Alright, we get them in the woods. We, you know, obviously it's uphill. That's not good, but... Okay, I don't think the handgunners are coming back. We'll get the javelin men. $17 men. Are we chasing? We are now chasing. Very nice. It's crossbowmen, Genoese sailors, handgunners. Okay, let's get out of here with our general anyway. We'll bring him back. Okay, great. They're routing. Get the general back in a more centralized spot. Okay. Forget the Jeanettes then. We just want the top of the hill. Yeah, they're just going all over the field. Okay, here come our arquebusiers. We can at least engage with these 3 Jeanettes. Potentially. I mean, they're totally exhausted. But it'll take them so long to withdraw anyway. Let's see. This is not a good formation, but we got a few guns pointed in their direction. Alright, caused a kill. Okay, some of our guys are running away, sadly. Alright, so like they're attacking, so technically we could just take up a defensive position on the crown of this hill. 60 handgunners approaching. They've got very short range. Are we gonna hit them? We are. And probably, yeah. Gotta get killed. Alright, they're also going to get hit incidentally by my feudal sergeants. Hopefully we'll kill enough of them just to rout them. And we get some more stuff on the hill. So peasants, here's handgunners, marching quickly, but what are they going to do? Let's follow them with my general, I guess. Peasants, urban militia, peasants... Peasants, Pavy's crossbow, urban militia. Okay, getting some kills. As soon as they rout, we got to pull up back up to the hill. All right, let's withdraw them. We've got a lot of units ready to reinforce. They're not routing yet. Oh, and the urban militia caught our chivalrics. Okay. Peasants coming in. We're at 16 men, 15. Kind of trapped here, evenly matched. If these guys weren't exhausted, I would have them rush over to help, but I don't think they're going to be much use. How's this going? 30, another 11. Okay, those are peasants. They are not routing. Alright, let's start coming down the hill, though. 7 men in the general's unit. 5, and he's close to routing. We're going to lose him. I think if you try to pull him out at this point, it wouldn't really matter. And 2 men. All right. Do we have anybody routing over here? Nope. Just my guys. Okay. Well, I think we're good anyway. Again, we're defensive here. That's going to be a big morale shock, but we've got a bunch of Jeanettes, Royal Knights. We've killed their king. Let's just speed this up to get everybody off the field. Spanish Jeanettes are still annoyingly in the fight, but... let's set up like a proper gunpowder line. They are very tired, but steady at least. Alright, archers. Great. Routed the javelinmen. Alright, let's turn and take on other targets. You guys can wait. We'll let these guys just walk up, because I need them to be fresh as they can be. Everyone here is uncertain or wavering. run the Royal Knights now. Oh, the Jeanettes came back. Let's hit the urban militia with the Knights. Great. Just let them go. Alright, I will just hit these peasants. My guys have armor. One of them has a weapon upgrade. They got 1 valor. This guy's got nothing. These peasants. Take out these ranged units and see what else they have. I don't think anything is coming off the hill just yet. They could start coming from a different direction, though. Okay, these are 50 chivalric sergeants. They're so far away. Let's just get rid of them. You guys are theoretically relevant, so I'll bring you back. Yep, you're good. Let's get the Pavis, the archers. Well, these guys are just routing now, which is awesome. And we'll see, because there are, yeah, 12 militia sergeants over here. It is just a weird mix, because, you know, we lost some areas and won others. Okay, but they're going to realize that they're alone, I think. Looks like he's leaving. I think everybody's leaving, really. I think this is over. Let's order them to attack and just check. Okay, yeah. Halberdiers running away, but we're not getting the message. There it is. There it is. Gosh. Alright, 754 kills. So, let's see. I don't know if we're going to get a ransom on that. Oh, wow. So the papacy are retreating from, it looks like, an attack into the Papal States. Ransom refused. And the Spanish king has been killed. His heir has taken over command of the Spanish. So we'll have to see who that is. And the Spanish have been once again excommunicated. We're about to take Genoa, though. Lord de La Salle is a good runner, which, you know, I put him in thinking he'd be able to break those handgunners faster. But we'll get another crusade in Palestine, so in 4 more years, maybe we can take advantage of Spanish excommunication / weakness. This guy is 28 years old, so he's, you know, if nothing changes, he's going to be excommunicated for a while, I would say. The Pope is also pretty new. I think he was just elected. I think he's somewhere over here, though. Did he move over into the west? Not sure. Okay, I'm not seeing the Pope. That's fine. But I think we've got a relatively new one. Oh, there he is. 31, yeah. So there's going to have to be, you know, something drastic. Let's get the assassin and see what the heir status looks like for the Spanish right now. No heir. So we got a 14% chance of killing this guy. This guy must be my good assassin. No, this is a 0-star. 76% chance of killing the king with my 6-star. So, you know, I could do that if I wanted to. I don't think I do. We'll wait. The Spanish are useful as a check on the Pope and somewhat the English. We'll keep them around, and this is going to take, yeah, next turn we will have Genoa in our hands. And now I'm really not worried about this. We did such a good job in that battle, even though it went, you know, kind of poorly towards the middle when I chased them all up the hill, and we did not have a good position there. But we still killed enough of them that they've really broken their strength. Once this goes, this is the last concentration of Spanish power in sort of northern Italy. They do have a couple of stacks kind of broken around Greece, so we should start training more stuff in Constantinople. It's looking pretty good though. Let's retrain this unit. I think that's worth doing. It's unfortunate that you can't retrain a general to a better unit, you know what I mean? Like, keep the traits like you can in the later games. Alright, there's the Crusade. Now, we're at war with them, but I think we can still let the Crusade pass. Yes, we will allow it to pass. Okay, they didn't get Wessex back, actually. So they completely lost Wessex. Wow. So this is not in English hands whatsoever. That means they're going to have to do more than just counterattack. They're going to have to counterattack and then besiege any leftover rebels. On the other hand, sometimes rebels can just join a faction that they rebelled from, so they can just rejoin. It's not apparent exactly under what conditions that occurs. It's not bribery. It can just like happen. So Austria, okay, the papacy attacked into Austria and Croatia successfully, and Tunisia. All right, they've got the Papal States back. But we've successfully taken Genoa, which is great. We pillaged about 3,000. So let's see what that looks like. It's a we've got a civil war now. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. That was not clear to me. So they backed, I want to say they backed the rebels. So this is a result not of our doing, but of the I would say the Pope successfully attacking Austria, Croatia, and the Papal States, and Tunisia, right? Like, taking all these places means that the Spanish just didn't have a strong enough position. And they're going to have to fight for their very survival here in Portugal. So we've got, yep, civil war. Brave beyond belief. So all these guys are getting +3 morale, if that matters in the autocalc. And King Alfonso X, 23 years old, murderous tempered, devout, and deep thinker. This guy is of royal blood. I mean, I guess he is because he's the king, but he may have been anyway. All right. So we've got a Duke of Portugal. You know, if I had to choose between these, probably the Spanish. And they've got a decent force in Cordoba. They do still have Morocco, but they completely lost Algeria, Tuscany, Milan. Venice is not long for the world either. They're not going to be able to reinforce that. It looks like there's nothing there. And Greece is going to have to be split. Wow. Okay, well, let's just let's keep going. I'm okay with sharing some of this with the Pope, honestly. I don't really need it. Oh, actually, the rebels won that one. Yikes. So where is the Spanish king now? Alright, so the papacy is just going great for the Spanish. We're going right after him. And the English, year after next are going to attack me, it looks like. Okay, Canterbury Tales. Minus 20% zeal, but this is a little more interesting than usual in that the king's influence is increased. Okay, okay. I guess I can get behind it. You can tell they just wanted to do something a little less boring than the usual just minus or plus zeal. Alright, do we want to do a ceasefire with the Spanish? We've got all of our homelands completely taken care of now. There's not much point. I mean, we don't really share borders with them. Except right here. And of course we do have ship access. Oh, but the king is here. Wow. So they may just be eliminated. Because, yeah, you need to find some royal knights, like some royal blood guys. And there's no royal knights there. There may be in this castle and in this castle. Okay, but no royal blood. And none in Greece. So, you know, they just may be stuck. What about you? Nope. And this is just 1 year, so let's see what happens. The papacy are going for Wessex. Oh, is that a bribe? Okay, interesting. The Spanish are going to keep Austria and Croatia, but not Serbia. All right. So yeah, this is now papal. It looks like they bribed him. Yeah, weak principles. Wow. All right, this is actually pretty interesting and good for me because the English are not at war with the papacy. So if they want Wessex back, they're going to have to be. And that means potentially, you know, excommunication. So maybe I'll hold off on this crusade that's about to be finished. Because if the English get excommunicated, I could think of, you know, some more useful uses for a crusade than to batter the already rather weak Spanish faction. Oh, the Germans doing something, hitting Swabia. Good for them. Okay, and they're actually succeeding, kicking the English out. All right. So, my spy is actually working against the papacy there. Forgot about him. And that's it for the Spanish, yeah. All right, so we're going to see who swoops in and fills that power vacuum. It's not much of one, to be perfectly honest, because you know, now there's not a ton of free land. You've got Croatia, Greece, Tuscany, and Milan, and you've got some of this Spanish territory. But this is probably just going to be a wasteland. Like Portugal, there's nothing there, and I don't think anyone's going to really do anything with it. But let's go ahead and do a little investing in Genoa. All right, in Flanders, we just lost a bunch of guys to a crusade. And let's get a few more gendarmes. We'll see if the Germans get counterattacked out of Swabia. Okay, the papacy is serious about getting some British land. Interesting. So, we can do more in Toulouse, I think. Yeah, we were going to go for a reliquary. And then maybe, you know, may as well just get economy going. But, yeah, Wales. Oh, are they at war now? They're not at war. But, so sometimes this happens where, like in this case, there's 7 guys in Carnarvon Castle in Wales. 7 Englishmen who were under siege by rebels. Now the papacy's there, kicked out the rebels. But the papacy, you know, what is it doing now? Well, I guess it's technically besieging this castle, but they're not actually at war. So I think if they were to withdraw at this point, they would not be at war with the English. Maybe if they stick around, they will be, but I'm really not sure. The other thing that's interesting to me is that they're in a standing up position, right? Contrast that with like my guys who are not looking active. They've got sort of a kneeling position. So it's like they're moving around. Like if I were to do this, we'd see that. So it's like they just moved in. Well, let's see. We've got Prince Charles on the way, 3 years. Let's just check the age of my king. I'm now suddenly a little concerned. Okay, he's 36. Plenty of time. All right, it looks like they are attacking, though, now, the papacy. All right, they still can't break those rebels. And still no war. Kind of shocking. Like, I didn't pay attention to how much time this siege had. I wish I had checked that, but all right, let's see. Very low, very high. Do I want to keep them in here? Maybe there'll be a loyalist revolt? Yeah, I think I do kind of want to work against these guys. We know we can't do anything up here, but once again, we don't have to. They've got some Scottish rebels, and they've got a fort that's going to be able to hold out forever. But we are, as long as we're at war with the English, we're blockading their ships so that they can't get over here. Now, Novgorod, yeah, sadly, we can't get in here to cause trouble for them. Right, but the Germans stayed in Swabia, so they were not they're not kicked out. We are being attacked in Constantinople, though. All right, and it's 2-1. You know, I guess I should have seen that coming. We're evenly matched in terms of command. Sir Arthur de Brienne versus Lord Howard. We've got some quite elite units, and he's got some units. I think we should win this. But it's not necessarily going to be super easy. But I think... Let's see. Yeah, he's got a lot of small cavalry units. Like this is the only full cav unit. And this, mounted sergeants. So, it's a weird mix. Okay, there's another... he's got some Turcopoles, some Royal Knights... More mounted sergeants, but really not a lot of substance. So once again, we want to break this. And once again, we're on the defensive. So that means we get, you know, a bit of time. Okay, but we do not have a lot of men to throw around. Yeah, and once again, this kind of terrain is not my favorite. This time we've got lots of swordsmen, so I think that's probably going to be good. It's, again, they've got a weird catch-all sort of army. And this is a weird map too, like, I remember this one with all the, like, lines of trees with these different fields. So I don't like it very much because it's too rolly. You know, there's not like an obvious place to be except way up here. Which I guess we could do. They've got some siege equipment. I'll just be patient. Alright, unselect. What do we have to do? We gotta group them, and then we gotta Alt and right click to turn the whole group, like that. We've got one guy with spears we can use for whatever. And 5 chivalric knights. Let's put them in the back. Okay, 3 arbalesters. That seems like reasonable. Alright, there they are. Yeah, let's just send 2 after him. We can at least maybe push him into a corner, but also take out these 19 feudal knights. Let's hit him. I know this is, you know, not good, but we've got enough cav that I think I can spend a couple of units trying to box them in. Let's see. This is the edge, though, so maybe we'll do it somewhat carefully. Get you, and we'll send you in this direction. Crossbows, feudal men-at-arms, urban militia, more men-at-arms, halberdiers, chivalric sergeants. So they're trying to work around the left, that's fine. If we really want to catch them, we do this. And they stop, or at least slow down, because there's the edge, pretty much the top of that hill. Let's see, where are they now? We just want to keep them in this corner. Alright, there we go. Now we gotta go back to the actual battle because we've got some guys routing. Okay, we got Royal Knights got around into the back of us. Well, this might go horribly, actually, if we get crushed up here, our urban militia. Where's their general? Maybe he withdrew. Get the 35 Chivalric Knights back. Alright, maybe we can fight you guys. Where are we here? Okay, great. So you guys, you did your job. Beautiful. Now you can come back. Let's just walk them, actually. We do not have that many people for reinforcements. Well, let's actually hit the order foot. Oh my gosh. We gotta go help. Gotta go help. Let's see if we can do it before our general dies.
Your general lies dead in the field, and your soldiers are disheartened.
Alright, so here's some of their reinforcements. The 20 Royal Knights. Let's get in here. These guys have a lot of valor, though. Just Slav javelin men want to get into the battle here. Not for too long, I guess. Okay, where's those 19 men? I guess we could use them up here. Honestly, though, we're just getting crushed. Okay, are they... 7 Royal Knights. And that's it for men. For reinforcements. Oh, so they're ending up down here? Alright. I didn't know I moved him so far. Well, yeah, everybody needs to come up here. So, once again, it looks like the AI withdrew their general. Unless I missed it. Alright, halberdiers. There we go, jeez. Alright, so we don't have a lot now, and we're probably going to lose Constantinople at least temporarily. Thinking that what we do is we just accept that. And we just get ready for a big counterattack. There are units here. Okay. So, can they hold them? It's Cav versus Cav. They got a lot more valor now. So, yeah. Alright, we're just going to go to the castle. Just kill these guys out of spite. So, the Turcopoles was probably the issue, or one of the issues. Obviously, my general getting killed was not very good either. And, alright, Tripoli. Yeah, I'm reaching fatigue here. We've been playing for longer than I thought. So we're going to auto-calc this one. We're going to take that victory. And we're just going to get back to the campaign map here to see what we're dealing with. Okay, the English still not at war with the papacy, so not yet excommunicated. But they might be, because I think they may be larger than me, although it is deceptive with these large territories in the east. So I'm not going to bother to count all that up. We did manage to kick them out of Tripoli, but as you can see, we can't send this crusade right to Syria. We could send these units right over to Syria if we wanted to hurt them a bit more. Let's just, for now, train up some units to get that in the queue. And what can Palestine make? I guess, you know, some Cav. You guys were doing Turcopoles. Get some Royal Knights, actually. Cyprus has ships, and we'll get chivalric men-at-arms here. So Constantinople has at least temporarily fallen. Now, we don't need it, right? It's not a homeland, and so I don't feel that bad even about losing it. We're still making 11,000 a turn, even without it. And the English have no ships. So we could, you know, get a big reinforcing army over there fairly quickly, I think. We could get our Genoese Crusader army over there if we wanted to. And where are the English in terms of points? So we're at 163 with 2 full bars and 4 pips. They don't even have... They've got a full bar and 3 pips, it looks like. Or 2 pips. So they're not doing very good. Even if they get Constantinople, that's going to be maybe 1 more point for them. It's nothing they need. So we've got that all locked down, you know. We're just going to train stuff here to defend what we've got. In Arabia, yeah, let's make some archers, I guess. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. We've still got the papacy up here causing trouble for them. I imagine they're going to get into a war at some point, right? The English have to. But maybe they'll just get excommunicated, which would be fine with me. I can find a use for that crusade marker. And we'll see what we're going to do about Constantinople. You know, because the papacy is not content to just let things lie either. And they may want to help me out. They may want to take Greece for themselves. They're going to be clearing up these rebel territories. And maybe as the process of that continues, maybe the English are going to try to get involved. And they're going to find themselves at war. But at any rate, we've got Genoa at least. We've secured our homelands, and we're looking pretty good. We're in the lead, and we've got less than 100 turns left for the end of the campaign. So we just need to play the English, maybe a little more carefully. They caught us by surprise, fair and square. Right? They had Bulgaria. They probably had Trebizond too, and they moved in from both of these. But again, this is not naval power. This is just units they had lying around. So we hit Constantinople really hard in a counterattack. We kind of break them. They've got Anatolia, some armies there, Lesser Armenia. But it's not that much. So we could just roll over them if we wanted to. That's not the way I want to play. But we're going to respond to that. So we'll see how that develops in the next episode. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you then.